Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a little bit of a break and do a little bit of maintenance on the boat. I got a 175 Yamaha V MAX SHO on the back of this thing, and as Jim, my handy dandy assistant, is showing off. So what we got though, we're just going to do a full service on it. Now we got gear oil, we've got engine oil, we got oil filter, fuel filter, and plug. So we're just going to go through, drain all the old stuff out, put the new stuff back on, and that right there is what makes the life of these engines. So I think I got this kit from partsvoo.com, but anyways, I think it was about 160 bucks after tax to have this kit shipped in my front door, and that's good with me. You know, don't have to take it to a shop. And right now we're going to see if we can save a few dollars and not have to put it back in the shop when we're done tearing this thing apart. So we'll see how this goes. So first things first, we got it trimmed down, take the cowling off, and get this thing where we can take a look at it, figure out where everything we're going to be messing with is. Bad, I already see the oil filter over here. Start pulling this thing apart, and we'll also clean it up while we're in the process of it. If you're going to take that cowling off, you might as well take a rag and wipe everything down while you're at it. So. All right, so we had to use a little Allen socket here to pull off these lower cowling guards here. I don't know what they're called. Is that a lower cowling guard? Cowling?
Sure.
Lower guard unit, guard thing. We're taking those off. So now comes the part where we make a mess. We've took this guard off, and the drain plug is right here. So we've got our bucket set up.
And that looks like about a 14 millimeter. Hey.
Oh, you got good eyes for this. That was a great first shot with no rehearsing to find that.
Would you believe that? That's something good right there.
Oh, hey. We misjudged our bucket.
Just a hair. On the bright side, everything's nice and loose now.
Yeah, exactly.
We can edit that part out.
No, we can't. I ain't gonna lie, caught me off guard.
Got your oil filter right here. I'm gonna take my filter wrench, put it on there. Gotta get it in the right direction first. Put it on there, break it loose, and then you should be able to take it off by hand. Chad's bringing in some magic eraser, Apparel.
That's a good old shop dry.
Redneck style. I'm not saying that there's a right or wrong way of doing this, but I was always raised that right before you put your oil filter on, you got a rubber gasket on there. Take you, just dip your finger in some of that burn oil over there and coat it a little bit decent. So
I was told that too. That makes sense. So we've got our old oil drain. Got the oil plug, drain plug back in. Now Jim's already changed out the filter there. All right, now, do we need to tighten that up with the, or do you hand snug it? Or do you not want to give us a professional opinion on this one?
I'm not going to give you a professional opinion. I've always done hand tight.
Hand tighten and get a wrench to undo it somehow.
Yes. Yeah.
How that always works. All right, we are. Don't laugh at my funnel. It was broken and we taped it up. Okay, I taped it up. Jim didn't have nothing to do with the tape up job. That was all me.
Let's make sure. Yep. No oil's coming out, so that's good.
Huh. But no oil's coming out down there.
I've never.
Now, how much oil is this thing supposed to take?
According to that little cow there, about 4.5 U.S. quarts.
And the kit that we got
Came with 5.
came with 5.
I usually, even when it comes to my cars, if it takes 6 quarts, I usually go in there and I'll put 5 quarts in and then crank it up and now you can check it.
Let's see where she's at. Alright. Let's see what we got in there.
Yep, perfect. Ish.
I like that.
Now,
When you crank it up and run it for a while, does it typically make oil or lose oil?
well, that's the thing about it. On a vehicle, most of your filters go upright. On this one, your filter's upside down. So it ain't gonna hold oil. So I'm guessing that that's unnecessary on this. If anybody has a different opinion on it. Now what I would suggest is take this here half quart and stick it in your boat somewhere to be out of the way and you can almost forget about it. And after you run it the first time,
Check her again.
check her again, just for
That makes sense.
just for the
Alright. So, if you change these out, lesson learned for us, on the front of this side guard, you have 2 little nooks right here, and they house a little,
nut.
yeah, a little square nut right there. And there's one here and one here. And we actually had one of them fall out, didn't even realize those were in there holding it. So we just spent about 5 minutes digging through oil and sand. Anyways, we found it on the ground. But make sure if you take that off to drain your oil that you account for those 2 small nuts there, because we
You'll be having
almost had an issue.
you'll have an Easter egg hunt on your hands.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so the kit that I got did not come with the little pump that goes in there. They kind of leave you on your own. I guess they assume you have that. I did not have that. Jim has one designed for a bigger bottle. And anyways, we're not using the bigger bottle because we're putting this Yamaha lube in there. So, Jim made it work. For your gear oil, there's the old gear oil. You got 2 holes. You got a hole up here at the top and then a hole at the bottom. So you actually pump your gear oil in from the bottom up until it overflows out the top. And that's when you know that it's completely full. But you do fill these from the bottom. So that's what we're doing now. And like I said, just kind of trying to make it work with what we got here. All right, so we got our gear oil filled back up. Had it all in, cleaned up. Now we're gonna replace these plugs in the back. There's a little cover that goes on here. We pulled that off. And at this point, it's pretty much just the obvious changing your spark plug. All right, that's spark plug number 4 fastened in. And it was time. These are burn up pretty good, so they've lived a hard life. and they'll go on to a better place now. It'd save you the boringness. Right there you got the fuel water separator. Pull that little cover off and it's just a straight unscrew the old one, screw the new one in. And the last part of it is the fuel filter here, which we have taken it off, just unbolted from right there, and we'll show you where it's at shortly. So
Still working on the motor.
here's what we got. This is our fuel filter. Now y'all see all the skipjacks. We ready to go fishing. But the reasoning behind putting the fuel filter in there is it has a gasket, has a grommet on it inside, and that thing expands and seats. So once you pull it off, both of us tried, we could not break it loose without putting it in the freezer.
You can even see the little teeth marks. I put a pair of channel locks on it, and you know everything's nice and plastic. And
So we had that in the freezer for probably 5 to maybe 8 minutes. Cooled it down just enough, and it twists off literally easy as you hand. With hand pressure. So there you go. Now we'll go over here and drop the new filter in it. Let's see if we can show you where it goes back in at here. Now it's pretty straightforward there. You got a inline and an outline.
which is kind of weird. Pay attention to it because the in is there and the out is on the front. It kind of seems
Which does seem backwards.
to me anyway.
One would agree. So something else to think about. Once you've replaced your fuel water separator and your fuel filter, you're gonna wanna pump your bulb to disperse that fuel back through the entire system, because obviously you have a vacant filter here and a vacant filter down there. So it can take a little bit to get it kind of primed back up. All right, folks, hopefully that give you a little bit of help if you try to do this on your own. I'm obviously not a professional on this. Obviously, is why I called Jim to help.
No, I'm nowhere near being a professional. Professional, I think, would say this job was probably a 2-hour job, and we were able to stretch it out to about 2 days. So,
Yeah. By 2 days, he means about 2.5 hours total. But honestly, this is absolutely, servicing your boat is something that each one of you guys can do. So hopefully somebody finds a little bit of use in this, and maybe we can help you if you start to do this on yourself. So we appreciate you watching. My name is Chad.
and I'm Jim.
And this concludes our 3rd grade program.
Bye.